Alex walked slowly down the quiet streets of his town. The evening was calm, with only a soft breeze moving the leaves on the trees. Streetlights flickered on, casting long shadows across the pavement. He had just finished work and wanted only to enjoy a peaceful walk before heading home. Little did he know that tonight would change his life forever. As Alex moved past the park at the edge of town, a strange light caught his eye. It was different from the usual streetlights or car headlights. This light was bright, almost blinding, and it moved in a way that no plane or drone ever could. His heart beat faster as he stopped to watch. The light hovered over the empty field beyond the park. It pulsed softly like a heartbeat, and Alex felt an odd pull toward it. "Should I go closer?" he whispered to himself. His curiosity was stronger than his fear. Carefully, he walked into the field, stepping over the tall grass. The closer he got, the brighter the light became. His eyes watered, but he could just make out a shape in the center of the glow. There, standing calmly, was a figure unlike anything Alex had ever seen. At first, he thought it might be a trick of the light, a shadow, or even a costume. But as he approached, he realized this was real. The figure was tall, much taller than any human. Its body seemed to shimmer, almost transparent, like light passing through water. Its eyes, or what he guessed were eyes, glowed softly, reflecting colors he had never seen before. Alex froze. Fear rose in his chest, but there was also wonder. He had read about aliens, seen movies and heard stories, but never in his life had he imagined standing face to face with one. The figure remained still, silent, and almost gentle. Then, without a word, Alex felt a thought in his mind. It was not spoken aloud, yet he understood it perfectly. "Do not be afraid, human. I mean no harm. I need your help." Alex stumbled backward, his eyes wide. "Whoa, what are you?" he asked, though he wasn't sure the words even mattered. "I am called a wreath. I come from a world far from yours," the thought continued. "My people are dying. We need something only you can give." Alex's mind spun. He had to sit down on the soft grass. "Only I can give it? How is that possible? You have something rare. Something my species cannot create," Aerith said. "It is not strength, not speed, not knowledge. It is a human quality. One that can save my people." Alex swallowed hard. He had no idea what could be so special about him. He was just a normal human living a normal life, working a normal job. What could he possibly offer an alien species that would save them? "Why me?" he asked finally, his voice shaking. "You possess understanding," the alien replied, "a mix of empathy, creativity, and courage. My people have lost these traits over time. We need guidance, and you can give it." Alex blinked. He tried to picture a world without creativity, without feelings. Could a species really survive without imagination or care for each other? It seemed impossible. And yet, here stood a being pleading silently for his help. He looked again at the glowing figure. It was calm, patient, yet there was a sadness in its presence. The light around it seemed to dim slightly, as if expressing the gravity of the situation. Alex felt a tug at his heart. He could not turn away, even if he wanted to. I don't know if I can help," he whispered. "You can," Aerith thought into his mind. "I have watched your species for a long time. You are different from others. You see, humans have something my people forgot, and only you can remind us." Alex looked at the field around him. The wind blew softly, and the stars above seemed brighter than ever. He thought of his small life, his ordinary days, and then he thought of the possibility of doing something extraordinary, something that could reach across worlds. I'll try," Alex said finally, his voice gaining confidence. "But how? How do I help a whole species?" Aerith's light pulsed warmly. "Step by step, one heart at a time. You will not be alone. I will guide you." Alex took a deep breath and nodded. It felt unreal, like a dream he might wake from. Yet every sense in his body told him this was real. He was about to embark on something that no human had ever experienced. First, Aerith said, you must understand my people. You must see our world, our struggles. Then you will know how to teach what we have lost. Alex's mind raced, seeing another planet, another civilization. It was unimaginable. But curiosity, his own human curiosity, pushed him forward. I'll do it. I want to understand. The alien extended what Alex assumed were hands, though they were slightly translucent, almost like light shaped into fingers. A soft warmth spread from them, touching Alex's mind. Suddenly he saw visions, vivid images of another world. Saw forests that glowed under twin suns, oceans that shimmered in colors he couldn't name, cities that floated in the air, and beings walking through them with grace and intelligence. And then he saw the darker side. Empty lands, dying creatures, cities falling into silence. The alien's voice filled his mind. This is my world. My people are losing hope. They cannot feel, they cannot imagine, and without these, we will vanish. You can teach them. Alex felt a lump in his throat. The beauty of this world, the sadness and the urgency all pressed on him at once. He realized the enormity of the task, but also its importance. Somehow a simple human like him could make a difference that stretched across galaxies. Why me? He asked again, almost to himself. Because humans dream, humans feel. You do both in ways that can be shared. That is why you are here. Alex looked up at the stars above. They seemed brighter now, closer somehow. He felt both tiny and powerful at the same time. He could change the fate of a world far from his own, and maybe even inspire something new in his own. The light around Aerith shimmered softly, as if waiting for a response. Alex swallowed hard, feeling a mix of fear and determination. I'll do it, he said firmly this time. Tell me what I need to do. Aerith's presence pulsed warmly, almost like a smile. First you must learn. Then you will teach. And then, together, we will save my people. The alien reached out, touching Alex's mind again. This time, the warmth spread into his heart. He felt courage, empathy, and a strange sense of creativity flowing through him, as if the alien had unlocked something inside. Alex stood slowly, feeling stronger than before. His ordinary life was gone. In its place was a path that reached beyond Earth, beyond the stars, and into the unknown. He looked back once at the empty field, now quiet except for the soft glow of Aerith. Okay, he said softly. Let's begin. The alien nodded, its light shimmering brighter. And in that quiet moment, Alex understood that life, no matter how ordinary it seemed, could change in an instant. He was about to step into a journey that would test every part of him, courage, creativity, and heart. And somewhere deep down, he knew he would not be the same person when it ended. The stars above twinkled, almost like they were watching, waiting to see what this small human could do. And in that moment, Alex felt the strange, exciting truth. Sometimes the smallest person can make the biggest difference. Alex sat on the soft grass of the empty field, staring at Aerith. The alien's light shimmered gently, casting long patterns across the ground. The night air was cool, but it carried a strange energy that made Alex's skin tingle. He still could not believe what had happened. He had met an alien, and now that alien was asking him to save an entire species. Where do we start? Alex asked, his voice low. He wanted to sound brave, but fear still tightened his chest. Aerith's glow pulsed slowly. First, you must understand. My people have lost something vital. Without it, we cannot survive. Without it, our world will die. Alex frowned. But what exactly is it that you're missing? I mean, humans are different from aliens, yes, but feelings. Imagination? Yes, Aerith said in his mind. Feelings, imagination, empathy, creativity. These are common to your kind. But in my world, we have lost them. We cannot feel as humans do. We cannot dream or care deeply. We only act by reason, without heart. Over centuries, this has weakened us. Alex's mind struggled to understand. A world without emotion or imagination? It sounded cold, empty, like a machine pretending to live. And you think, I can help fix that? You can, Aerith replied. You are rare among humans. You have the ability to feel deeply, to understand others, and to imagine solutions beyond what is practical. That is why I have come to you. Only you can guide us back to what we have lost. Alex rubbed his temples. His thoughts raced. He was just an ordinary person, a teacher, a student, a worker. How could he help an entire alien species? And yet, looking into the alien's calm, glowing eyes, he felt something stir inside him, a sense of purpose, a spark that made fear feel smaller. So, what do I need to do first? Alex asked finally, trying to focus. Aerith's glow brightened. You must first learn about my people. You must see our world, feel our struggles, understand our weaknesses. Only then can you teach. Alex took a deep breath. How do we do that? Can you show me? The alien reached out. This time, Alex felt no warmth in his body, but a connection in his mind. Suddenly, images filled his thoughts. He saw a world unlike anything on Earth. It was beautiful at first glance. Forests glowed under twin suns with trees that seemed to hum with energy. Rivers shimmered like liquid crystal, and mountains floated in the air, held by some unknown force. Cities sparkled with lights of many colors, with beings walking gracefully along paths that curved in impossible ways. But then, Alex saw the other side of the world. Areas where forests were dead, rivers had dried, and cities were silent. Beings moved slowly, their faces blank, their eyes empty. Alex could feel the lack of emotion, the absence of joy, fear, or hope. These creatures were intelligent, but something vital was missing. They are dying, Alex whispered. Not just their world. Them too. Yes, Aerith said. Without imagination, without empathy, we cannot survive. Our technology cannot fix what we lack. Only you can teach what we have forgotten. Only you can remind us what it means to feel. Alex shivered. The task seemed impossible. How could a human, limited as they were in lifespan and strength, change the fate of a species light years away? You do not understand yet, Aerith continued. Humans are unique. You dream, you feel, you care. Even the smallest act can inspire. Great change. You have done this many times without knowing it. You can do it again. Alex closed his eyes. He thought of the small ways humans change the world. Acts of kindness, art, stories, music. He thought of people helping each other, building communities, creating beauty even in hard times. And then he realized, maybe he really could make a difference. Okay, he said slowly, opening his eyes. I'll do it. I'll try. Aerith's light pulsed brighter. Good, but there is one more thing you must understand. My people do not easily accept new ideas. We value logic and order above all. Introducing feelings and creativity will be difficult. Some will resist. You must be patient, clever, and persistent. Alex nodded. He felt a mix of excitement and fear. He had a long journey ahead, and it would not be easy. You will not be alone, Aerith said. I will be with you every step. But you must also use your human gifts. Imagination, courage, empathy. These are your tools. They are your strength. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. I understand. I'll need to learn everything I can first before I try to teach. Exactly, Aerith said. First learning, then teaching, then saving. For the next few hours, Aerith showed Alex more of his world through visions. He saw how the alien society worked. Their cities were marvels of engineering, perfectly organized and efficient. But the people moved like machines, thinking in precise patterns, never questioning, never dreaming. Creativity had vanished. Empathy was rare. And without these, Aerith's species had begun to lose the ability to survive even the simplest challenges. Alex felt a mix of awe and sadness. The world was beautiful, but it was dying because of a lack of something so basic, something humans took for granted, and somehow he, a single human, was expected to fix it. "You see now," Aerith said, "this is why I came to you. Others may try, but only a human can teach what we have lost. Your species carries hope we cannot create." Alex nodded, his thoughts heavy. I need to understand more. How do I even start teaching something like empathy or creativity?" Aerith pulsed softly as if smiling. "Step by step. You will guide us slowly. Show us examples, share stories, create experiences. Let us see what it means to care, to imagine, to dream. Then we will follow." Alex's mind raced with ideas. He thought about how he could use music, art, stories, even games to teach feelings. But he also realized it would take patience. The aliens would not understand immediately. He would need to be clever, to find ways to reach them in ways he could not even imagine yet. As the night deepened, Alex felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. He was about to leave his world behind, to journey to a place no human had ever been, to teach a species how to feel again. And though it seemed impossible, he could not deny the pull of destiny, the feeling that he had been chosen for something far greater than he had ever imagined. "Are you ready to leave Earth?" Aerith asked, his presence glowing brighter in the night. Alex stood slowly, looking at the sky. Stars stretched across the heavens, shining like diamonds scattered on black velvet. He felt the enormity of the universe pressing down on him. Yet, he also felt a strange confidence growing inside. I think so," he said. "I'm scared, but I'm ready." "Then come," Aerith said. "Your journey begins now. You will see my world, learn our struggles, and prepare to teach what we have lost. It will not be easy, but it is possible. Together, we can succeed." Alex stepped forward, feeling a sense of awe he could not describe. The air around him seemed to shimmer, and the field melted away into light. He felt himself lifted, not by force, but by a gentle pull, as if the universe itself guided him toward his destiny. As he left Earth behind, Alex looked back one last time. The streets, the houses, the quiet park, all were familiar, comforting. And yet, he knew he could not return to that ordinary life. He had a mission now, a purpose that stretched across the stars. "Let's go," he said softly, more to himself than to the alien beside him. "Let's save your world." Aerith's glow pulsed warmly. "Yes, human. Together we will try." And with that, Alex felt the last traces of Earth slip away. Ahead lay the vastness of space, the unknown challenges of another world, and the chance to do something no human had ever done. He did not know if he would succeed, but for the first time in his life he felt a sense of certainty. He was where he was meant to be. The stars stretched endlessly around him, and for the first time, Alex truly felt the magnitude of the universe. Somewhere, far away, a dying species awaited a human heart to guide them back to life. And that human was him. The stars stretched endlessly before Alex as he floated within the glowing presence of Aerith. His body felt light, almost weightless, as if the air around him no longer belonged to Earth. He glanced down and saw the familiar streets, trees, and houses shrinking until all that remained was the twinkling tapestry of space. For a moment fear gripped him. He was leaving his home, his life, and everything familiar behind. "You are safe," Aerith said, sensing Alex's tension. Though there were no words, the thought was clear in his mind. "This is only the beginning. You will see my world, learn, and prepare to guide my people." Alex nodded, swallowing hard. I know it's just the beginning, but it's so much, so fast." "You are ready," Aerith replied. "Your courage brought you here. Your heart will guide you further. The alien extended a hand, or what Alex interpreted as a hand, and a portal of light opened before him. It was wide, almost like looking through a window into another place. Beyond the portal, he could see stars, nebulae, and a glowing vessel moving through space. "That is my ship," Aerith said. "It will take you closer to our world. There you will begin to understand and your lessons will begin." Alex's heart pounded with excitement and nervousness. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The moment he passed through the portal, a sensation of speed and movement overcame him. Stars stretched into streaks of light, and the hum of unknown energy filled his senses. He gripped his knees, feeling a thrill like no roller coaster, yet calmer somehow. After what felt like hours, though it may have been only minutes, Alex found himself standing inside the alien ship. The walls glowed softly with shifting colors, and the floor felt alive beneath his feet. The ship had no chairs or familiar controls. Instead, energy flowed like liquid through tubes and panels responding to Aerith's presence. "It is unlike anything I've seen," Alex whispered. "You will grow accustomed," Aerith replied. "And soon, you will learn how to guide my people." Alex explored the ship carefully. The corridors were long, curving in ways that defied his sense of direction. Light shifted gently, as if guiding him. Aerith followed, moving with grace and calm, and Alex felt a strange comfort in the alien's presence. "You seem afraid," Aerith said, though it was more an observation than a question. I guess I am," Alex admitted. "Everything is so different. The stars, the ship, you. I feel like a tiny speck in a universe I don't understand." "Good," Aerith said. "Fear is a natural human feeling. It sharpens the mind, opens the heart. Do not try to push it away. Use it." Alex thought about that. Fear had always been something he tried to ignore, but now it felt like a signal, a guide. Perhaps he could use it to stay alert, to think carefully, to connect with the alien world. As they traveled deeper into space, Aerith began teaching Alex about his species. "We do not dream like humans. We do not create art, music, or stories. Logic guides us. Yet we have knowledge beyond measure. Technology, science, planning, but no heart. And without heart, we cannot survive." Alex listened intently. He tried to imagine a world so advanced yet so empty. On Earth, humans made mistakes, argued, laughed, cried, but they also created beauty, formed bonds, and dreamed. That had saved humanity countless times, and somehow he was expected to transfer that to an entire alien species. How do I teach that?" Alex asked quietly. "Step by step," Aerith replied. "First, understanding, then examples, then guidance, and above all, patience." Hours passed as they floated through space. Alex watched stars and planets pass by, each one different, each one alive with possibilities. He felt both small and immense at the same time. For the first time, he realized the power humans carried, not in weapons or machines, but in the heart, the mind, and imagination. Aerith guided Alex to a special room aboard the ship. It was large and circular, with a floor that reflected the cosmos outside. Holograms of the alien world appeared, showing cities, landscapes, and the people within them. Alex studied the beings carefully. They were intelligent, graceful, but their faces held no expression. Their movements were precise, almost mechanical. "They are capable of learning," Aerith said, "but they do not understand feeling. That is your gift." Alex frowned. He tried to think of how he could make emotions real to someone who had never felt them. Words alone would not be enough. He would need examples, experiences, creativity, and patience. Lots of patience. The first lesson began almost immediately. Aerith asked Alex to show what it meant to care. Alex thought of small human acts, sharing, helping, listening. He reached out, imagining a gesture that could transcend species, a demonstration of warmth and attention. Aerith mirrored the gesture with his light, pulsing gently, and Alex felt a connection forming. "You see," Aerith said, "even a small act can reach across understanding." Alex smiled faintly. "It's strange," he said. "It feels like teaching a child, but also more." "Because it is more," Aerith said. "You are teaching a species their first true understanding of feeling in centuries." As the days passed, Alex taught small lessons. He showed simple games that required cooperation. He told stories with characters experiencing joy, fear, courage, and love. He even sang a song quietly, letting the vibrations and emotion pass through the ship's energy. Aerith tried to mimic the lessons. At first, the aliens' attempts were awkward. Logic always interfered. Alex laughed softly, realizing this was to be expected. He adjusted, finding creative ways to show meaning. Holographic images, gentle pulses of light, patterns that evoked emotion. One evening, while Alex rested, he felt a sudden jolt. The ship shook, lights flickered, and the stars outside blurred into streaks of motion. A cosmic storm had struck, a swirling mass of energy and debris. "Hold on." Aerith's thoughts filled Alex's mind urgently. "We must navigate carefully. This storm could damage the ship." Alex gripped the floor, fear rising quickly. "What can I do?" he asked, panic mixed with determination. "Focus. Use your human traits. Imagination, creativity, clarity. Think beyond what seems possible." Alex closed his eyes and concentrated. He visualized the path through the storm, imagining the ship weaving between energy currents, moving with grace. His fear sharpened his senses. He noticed patterns in the chaos, small gaps where movement was possible. Aerith responded, guiding the ship's energy in harmony with Alex's visualization. The lights pulsed faster, energy streams bending around obstacles. Slowly, steadily, they moved through the storm. The ship trembled but held together. And finally, the chaos passed. Alex opened his eyes, breathless. "We made it," he whispered. "Yes," Aerith said. "Your mind, your courage, your focus, these guided us. Even fear can be a tool when controlled." Alex realized then how much humans carried within themselves. Even ordinary people had hidden strengths, courage, creativity, adaptability, traits that could inspire and guide, even across the vastness of space. The storm had been a test. Alex had passed not because he had power, but because he had heart, thought beyond limits, and trusted in his instincts. He felt a new confidence growing, readying him for the challenges ahead on the alien world itself. "Tomorrow," Aerith said softly, "we will arrive. There, your lessons will truly begin. You will face resistance. You will face doubt. But remember, your species carries hope where others have none." Alex nodded, watching the stars slowly settle into a calm pattern outside the ship's walls. He thought of Earth, of quiet nights like the one he had left behind, and of the journey that had carried him across the universe. He understood something profound. No human act, no matter how small it seemed, was ever truly insignificant, and as sleep finally overtook him, he dreamed, not of Earth, not of the alien planet, but of possibilities, of teaching, of learning, of connecting hearts across worlds. He realized the journey ahead would be difficult, but it would also be extraordinary. For the first time, Alex understood the true gift of being human, and he knew that this gift, curiosity, courage, creativity, and empathy, would light the path not only for himself, but for a whole alien species waiting for a chance to feel, imagine, and dream again. The alien world stretched out before Alex as the ship descended. From above, it looked like a city of shining towers, rivers of glowing liquid, and forests that shimmered with light. Yet the beauty of the planet could not hide the sense of emptiness that Alex felt even from the sky. The beings below moved with precision and order, yet their faces were blank, eyes distant, as if they had forgotten what it meant to feel. "You see them," Aerith said softly in Alex's mind. "They are my people. and they are lost. Alex swallowed hard. This was it, the moment he had prepared for, yet feared. Here, he would begin teaching what no one else had taught in centuries: emotion, empathy, and imagination. The ship landed gently on a wide plaza, and Alex stepped out. The air was crisp, carrying a faint hum of energy that vibrated in his chest. Aerith's light moved alongside him, calm and reassuring. "They may be wary," Aerith warned. "Some may not understand you, some may even resist, but do not lose hope. Start with patience." Alex nodded. He took a deep breath and stepped forward, keeping his gaze steady on the first alien approaching. It was tall, with long limbs and shimmering skin, its eyes reflecting the light of the twin suns. Alex felt a wave of nervousness. How could he reach a mind so different from his own? "Hello?" Alex said softly, unsure if the words would even register. I am Alex. I'm here to help you." The alien tilted its head slightly, silent. Alex's heart sank for a moment, but then he remembered Aerith's words: patience. He needed to find another way. He knelt and pulled out a small object from his pocket, a simple globe he had brought from Earth, a symbol of his world. He spun it slowly. "This is my home," he said. "It is full of stories, colors, sounds, and feelings. I want to share these with you." The alien moved closer, curious. Slowly, Alex began to tell a story, a simple tale about friendship, courage, and helping others. He used gestures, tone, and emotion, letting the story flow naturally. At first, the alien remained motionless, but gradually its glow shifted, softening in rhythm with Alex's words. Aerith pulsed warmly. They are learning. Even if slowly, they are beginning to feel. Encouraged, Alex continued. He showed simple drawings of humans helping each other, laughing and playing. He demonstrated gestures of care, offering a hand, sharing, comforting. The aliens mirrored him awkwardly at first, but some began to move with subtle warmth. Small sparks of recognition appeared in their eyes. Alex smiled. "See? It is possible," he said quietly. "They can feel." Days passed as Alex worked, tirelessly. He invented games that required cooperation, storytelling exercises that encouraged imagination, and music that expressed emotion without words. He found that some aliens responded faster than others, while a few resisted completely, preferring order over feeling. One afternoon, a group of aliens approached him, their expressions more rigid than the others. They were leaders, Aerith explained, and they doubted his methods. "You cannot teach what we do not understand," one of them communicated telepathically. "Logic and efficiency guide our lives. Why change what works?" Alex took a deep breath. He had expected resistance. "Because without feeling, your world will die," he said calmly. "You can have knowledge, power, and order, but without empathy and imagination, you cannot survive. I am here to help you, not to harm you." The alien leaders remained silent for a long moment, considering. Alex felt tension rise, but he stayed patient. Then, one of them stepped forward, tentatively mirroring his gestures of care. A small spark of understanding flickered in its eyes. Alex smiled gently. "See, it is not impossible. You can learn, and once you do, your world will be stronger than ever." Aerith pulsed with warmth. "You are making progress. Even the skeptics are beginning to see." Alex felt a mix of relief and determination, yet he knew this was only the beginning. The real test would come when the entire population faced a crisis that required both feeling and creativity, something that pure logic alone could not solve. That moment came sooner than expected. A violent storm swept across the planet, unusual in intensity. Rivers overflowed, glowing forests flickered and dimmed, and some of the city towers trembled. Panic spread among the alien population, though they tried to maintain order. Alex realized this was the perfect test. "Listen to me," he called, his voice carrying across the plaza. "You can work together, Use your minds, yes, but also your hearts. Think about helping each other. Imagine solutions. Some aliens hesitated, unsure how to combine thought and feeling, but others acted inspired by Alex's presence. They formed groups, cooperating in ways they had never tried before. They redirected energy flows to stabilize buildings, helped each other through the forests, and used imagination to solve problems that logic alone could not handle. Alex moved, among them guiding, encouraging, and teaching small gestures of care. He saw sparks of emotion, fear, hope, determination, even joy, begin to bloom in their eyes. The planet began to stabilize, the storm weakening as the aliens worked together in a way that no one had ever done before. When the storm passed, a silence fell over the world. Alex looked around at the beings, noticing subtle changes in posture, gestures, and expression. They were not fully human in emotion, but they had glimpsed it. They had felt something beyond reason, and it had worked. Aerith glowed brightly. You have done more than I imagined. They are beginning to understand. Alex smiled, though exhaustion weighed on him. They did it themselves, he said. I only showed them the way. Aerith's light pulsed warmly. Yes, that is the true gift of a human. You do not force. You guide. You show. You inspire. That is why I sought you. In the days that followed, Alex continued his lessons. The aliens began experimenting with art, storytelling, and music. They attempted games that required cooperation and imagination. Slowly, their world became richer, brighter, and more alive. Not all were convinced. Some resisted, clinging to pure logic and control. But even they began to notice the changes, the way society felt lighter, how individuals collaborated better, and how the planet itself seemed more vibrant. One evening, Alex sat with Aerith at the edge of a glowing forest. The twin suns were setting, casting long beams of light across the shimmering landscape. You have done well, Aerith said, but there is still work ahead. These lessons must spread. More must learn, more must feel. Only then will our species truly survive. Alex nodded, gazing at the horizon. I know, but I can see it now. They can change. They can grow. And if even a small spark catches, it can become a flame. Aerith's glow pulsed warmly. Exactly. And you are that spark. Remember, human, one heart can light the way for many. Alex smiled faintly, feeling a deep sense of pride mixed with humility. He had come so far, from a quiet earth town to the heart of a dying world. And though the road ahead was long, he knew that humanity's greatest gift, empathy, creativity, courage, could touch even the stars. As night fell, Alex walked among the aliens, observing the small acts of care, the gestures of cooperation, and the tentative smiles forming on faces that had once been blank. He felt a profound truth settle within him. Change was possible, even in the most unlikely places, when guided by heart and mind together. And for the first time he understood fully why Aerith had come to him. Not because humans were strong or fast or clever, but because humans could inspire, could imagine, and could care. That was a power no technology could replace, a power that could save worlds. And so, under the twin moons, Alex prepared for the next step. The alien world had accepted the first lessons, but many more awaited. Challenges would come, doubts would arise, and resistance would persist. Yet Alex knew he was ready, armed with the very essence of what made humans remarkable. Somewhere deep in the shimmering forests and glowing cities, a species was beginning to feel again. And that feeling, born from one ordinary human, would grow, spread and shape a future that had once seemed impossible. The twin suns rose slowly over the alien world, casting long beams of golden light across the glowing cities and shimmering forests. Alex stood at the edge of a plaza, watching the inhabitants move with a grace he had come to admire. They were different from the first day he had arrived, yet they were still Aerith's people, intelligent, strong, and slowly learning the beauty of feeling and imagination. Aerith hovered beside him, glowing brighter than usual. Today will be a test, the alien said. The final step. If you succeed, our world will have changed forever. Alex nodded, feeling a mix of determination and nervousness. He knew this would not be easy. Even with progress made, the entire species still had to embrace empathy and creativity fully. He had seen resistance from some, skepticism from leaders, and hesitation from the general population. Today, all that would be tested. What is the test? Alex asked. Aerith's light pulsed softly. A natural disaster has struck the outskirts of the planet. The rivers of energy are rising, threatening the floating cities and forests. Logic alone cannot solve it. Your guidance, your human qualities, must inspire my people to act together. Alex's stomach tightened. He had seen storms before, but this was different. The survival of the planet, and perhaps the species itself, depended on every being combining intelligence with heart. I'm ready, he said firmly. Let's begin. They moved swiftly to the affected region. From above, Alex could see the rivers glowing brighter and wider than ever, flooding parts of the floating forests. Creatures scurried in confusion. Cities trembled under the pressure of the rising energy. Here is where you will act, Aerith said. Guide them, teach them to combine logic and feeling. Alex took a deep breath. He raised his hands and focused on the crowd of aliens gathering below. Listen to me, he called, his voice echoing in a way that seemed to reach every mind present. We must work together. Think, yes, but also feel, care for one another. Imagine solutions beyond what seems possible. Some aliens hesitated, unsure what he meant. Others looked at him with curiosity. Slowly, a few began to act, helping those nearby, stabilizing parts of the land, and experimenting with ways to redirect the rivers of energy. Alex moved among them, demonstrating gestures of guidance and care. See? He said softly. Together, using both mind and heart, we can save this world. At first, mistakes were made. Energy flows were misdirected. Some aliens panicked. But Alex remained calm, encouraging them, showing patience, and leading with example. He shared simple exercises. One group worked to imagine new paths for the away rivers, another cared for frightened creatures, while a third used patterns of movement to balance floating structures. Gradually, Alex began to see change. The energy shifted in response to their collective action. Aliens hesitated less, acted more decisively, and even showed small gestures of care, helping each other, offering guidance, comforting those who faltered. Aerith glowed brightly. They are learning faster than expected. Your presence inspires them. Alex smiled faintly, exhaustion weighing on him. He had not anticipated the intensity of this challenge, but seeing the alien species respond, adapting, combining logic with empathy, filled him with hope. Hours passed, yet the work was not complete. The rivers of energy continued to rise, and the storm threatened to undo everything. Alex knew one final act was necessary. He gathered the most hesitant leaders and skeptics. You have seen what is possible, Alex said quietly, meeting their eyes. Logic alone cannot save you. Heart alone cannot save you. But together, combining knowledge, imagination, and care, you can solve any challenge. Trust yourselves. Trust each other. For a long moment, silence reigned. Then, slowly, the leaders nodded. They began directing their people, combining order with the guidance Alex provided. The rest of the population followed. Alex felt a pulse of energy ripple through the air as the rivers shifted, stabilizing the land. Forests brightened, towers steadied, and creatures scurried safely to higher ground. The storm weakened. By the time the suns were high in the sky, the crisis had passed. The alien world was alive again, stronger than before. Aerith floated beside Alex, glowing with warmth. You have done it. Your guidance, your humanity, has saved my species. They have learned what they lost. And now, they will grow. Alex breathed, heavily, feeling both relief and awe. He looked around at the aliens. Some were smiling, Some were experimenting with art and music, and others were helping each other build new structures. The entire planet seemed transformed, not by technology but by heart and imagination. I can't believe it, Alex whispered. We did it. Yes, Aerith said. But it was not me, it was you. A human made the difference. For the next few days, Alex continued to guide the population, ensuring that lessons were understood and habits of care and creativity were forming. He taught music, simple dances, and storytelling, showing the aliens how to express their feelings. Some learned quickly, others slowly, but all were beginning to feel in a way they never had before. One evening, as the twin moons rose over the horizon, Alex stood with Aerith overlooking a bustling city plaza. Aliens laughed, shared, and moved, with a vibrancy that had been absent for centuries. You have created something extraordinary, Aerith said. But now it is time for you to choose. You may stay here, continue teaching, or return to your world. Both paths are yours. Alex thought carefully. Part of him longed to stay, to witness the growth of this remarkable species. But another, part of him missed Earth, the familiar streets, the quiet nights, and the small ordinary life that had shaped him. I think I should return, he said finally. This world is alive now. Your people have learned. They can grow without me. But Earth, I still have things to do there. Aerith pulsed warmly. Your choice is wise. You have left a legacy here, and it will continue. You have reminded us of the power of humanity. Alex nodded. He felt a deep satisfaction, knowing that he had made a difference. He had faced fear, doubt, and challenges that no ordinary human could have imagined. And through it all, he had remained true to himself, empathetic, creative, and courageous. As the ship prepared to return him to Earth, Alex took one last look at the planet below. The forests shimmered, the cities glowed, and the people moved, with new life and purpose. Somewhere in the distance, he saw Aerith watching him, a silent smile in the light of the twin moons. Thank you, Alex whispered softly, for trusting me. And thank you, Aerith replied, for showing us what it means to be human. The journey back to Earth was calm. Alex watched the stars pass by, feeling a connection to the universe he had never felt before. He thought of the aliens, their growth, and the future they would create. He realized that even one person could change worlds, that small actions guided by heart and mind could echo across galaxies. When he finally stepped onto the familiar grass of his hometown, Earth felt both the same and different. The streets were quiet, the night air soft, yet he carried a sense of purpose that no ordinary day could remove. He had seen the extraordinary, taught the impossible, and returned forever changed. Alex looked up at the sky. Stars twinkled as if acknowledging him. Somewhere far away, a species thrived because one human had dared to guide them. And that realization, quiet and powerful, filled him with pride and hope. He smiled, knowing that humanity carried something no technology, no power, and no logic could ever replace: heart, imagination, and the courage to inspire. And as Alex walked home under the soft glow of the streetlights, he understood fully that one ordinary human could indeed make an extraordinary difference, not just on Earth, but across the stars. For Aerith's people, for the planet he had helped save, and for humanity itself, Alex's journey was proof that heart and courage could change the fate of worlds. The stars above twinkled in silent approval, and somewhere deep within the universe, the legacy of a human's heart lived on.